Sun Devil have. We got to consider that.
Y'all don't remember the Georgia Southern game, do you?
You know, I hope there's Bigfoot. I don't think there is.
Like rat poison. All right, so
It's Division I football! It ain't murals!
We are back. It's the Hobby Huddle podcast. It's week 1, baby.
We're here. We finally made it. It's Christmas Eve. We are here.
I'm so excited. I can't even breathe. Oh man, it's we have a and this is not just a regular week 1, a literal cornucopia of amazing games going on this weekend. Some huge high-profile games.
That's a big word for a Baylor fan.
Yeah, fun. It's 5 days of college football. Can you believe that? We got 5 days in a row. We got
Thursday,
football.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. We got decent games every single night. We've got good matchups. And the Hoppy Huddle's here. Hey, we're got a combined show tonight. We're going to talk about week 1, and then we're going to talk about our preseason playoff predictions tonight. So we got a big show tonight.
We're gonna do our playoff predictions and get you all warmed up for the season, and then we're gonna break down all the week 1 games. Boy, I'm excited, and you know we've done our conference predictions. I kind of hinted at who some of my picks are and who some of the way I'm leaning. I flip-flopped on one of them. I caved to the pressure. You'll see which one it was when we get there. But boy, I'm excited. It's gonna be good. We got our playoff predictions. You can come back. You can check us at the end of the season. I'm sure we'll be wrong because there's 12 teams in this playoff, and so nobody's gonna get them all right. But yeah.
Speak for yourself.
All right. Want to just dive on in?
Yeah, why don't you start with yours and then I'll do mine and we can just kind of tell me how you think it's break down.
This is what I have of who made the playoff. And yeah, okay.
The software looks familiar, Jake.
It is familiar. It is familiar.
Yeah, I know.
So, for those watching, let me break down how this works for the conference championship games. I think actually, you know what? Let me just talk about the conference championship games for a second. And who I had winning the conferences. So in the SEC, I have 12-0 Alabama defeating 10-2 Oklahoma in the conference championship game.
I like that.
With the 10-2 Oklahoma having a 3-way tie with Georgia and Texas, and having the tiebreaker over Texas and whatever random tiebreaker they use because Georgia and OU don't play each other, so I don't know. But and I'd have Alabama, undefeated, rolling. I think they're going to be. I'm very high on Alabama this year. Clemson and Georgia Tech are the teams that I have in the ACC championship game. I have Clemson winning. Big Ten. Now this is the one where I kind of caved to the pressure. All right, I caved. I've done more reading and I've come around.
You've come around. Say it. Go ahead and say it.
I still have Oregon in there, by the way.
Come on.
I still have Oregon. It's Oregon versus Penn State. And I have Penn State winning. I don't know. I flip-flopped on this a million times because I could definitely see Oregon winning.
Then why is Oregon higher in your chart? The graph you just put up.
No.
The graph you just put up, you had them as a higher seed. Oregon, didn't you?
Oh, yeah, I did. I flip-flopped again.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
You know what? No, screw it. We're going to go with the graphic because that's what I put earlier. I told you, I keep going back and forth. I can't decide. We'll go with Oregon. You know what? Because that's what I put on the graphic 10 minutes ago, and then I changed it 8 minutes ago.
Dante Moore fan club over here. So
I'm high on Dante Moore. A bet on Oregon is basically a bet on Dante Moore and all the talent and Dan Lanning. I think Dan Lanning is the next generation of coaches. If you're a Cars fan, I think that Dan Lanning is Jackson Storm, and I think James Franklin is Lightning McQueen. He stormed onto the scene. Everyone expected him to take it, but now Jackson Storm, the new young guy, is passing him, and McQueen's fading. And so if you're a Cars fan, you'll get that reference. But I guess I'll go with Oregon. But I have that essentially very close. Don't know, kind of a coin flip there. In the Big 12, I have. Now, this is kind of cheating because there was a Big 12 game last week, and I did have Kansas State in the Big 12 title game previously.
You cheated.
But look, we change our opinions with newer information, right?
Oh, the season started.
Look,
Just because
an
we didn't do
injury,
these picks
they had
last week.
Edwards, their best running back, got injured. We think he's okay.
Again, these are supposed to be pre-season picks.
All right.
All right.
It doesn't matter because I don't have the Big 12 championship loser going to the playoff. Baylor wins the Big 12, beating Arizona State or Kansas State or whoever you want to put in there. And then group of 6 pick, I have a really bold prediction of the best group of 6 team by far winning. That's the Boise State Broncos. If you pick anyone else preseason, you're a time traveler or you're dumb. So that's kind of the move where we're at. And before I go, you know what? Let's do this. Before we go through and pick winner and national champion, who do you have as your field in the playoff?
All right. Wait. So you want to see my whole?
Not your national champion, just who you have in the field and who won your conference championship games and such.
Well, wait. Have you told me your whole field yet?
Yeah, I told. Oh, sorry, my bad. Yeah, let's go. Okay, here we go. And then here's the rest of the field. So Notre Dame, I have going undefeated or 1 loss, and I have remember because this year we don't have to have conference championships getting the bye. So I have undefeated Alabama as 1, 1 loss Oregon is 2, 1 loss Clemson is 3, and either undefeated or 1 loss Notre Dame is 4. And I think the 3 Bama, SEC champ, Clemson, and Big Ten champ will be, and then Notre Dame will be your 4 bye teams. You can argue about the order. I think Notre Dame's going to be really good this year. I told y'all that in the Notre Dame preview. I think they're elite. Out of the Big Ten, I have Penn State as the conference championship game loser coming in at the 5 slot. I have Ohio State. I have them as 2 losses with Texas, and then pick your other Big Ten loss, Penn State or Michigan or whoever. And also I have a 10-2 Washington with a tie-breaking win over Michigan and Nebraska. They play Nebraska, right? I think.
Washington does not.
Washington does not play. Anyway, I have 10-2 Washington as the 11 seed, as the 4th team from the Big Ten. I think Washington's going to be pretty good. Their offense is going to be on fire, kind of a sleeper pick, but you could kind of swap that Washington with whoever you feel if you're picking, your Nebraska, your Iowa, whoever your Michigan, whoever you really feel like out of that second tier. Out of the SEC, undefeated Alabama is 1. I have the championship game loser, Oklahoma, as the 6th seed. I have Georgia coming in as the 8th seed. And I think that's because I have them beating Texas. And so Georgia and Texas as 8 and 10. That's why I have Georgia's 8, Texas is 10. But if Texas wins, you flip that. And I have Oklahoma. I already mentioned I have Oklahoma there. So you get 4 SEC teams. You get 4 Big Ten teams. You get Notre Dame and the Big 12 champion Baylor. I have it 7. I didn't plan this, but Baylor, Texas would be cinema as a first-round playoff game. That's just the way the little playoff predictor picked. I was like, oh, that's pretty nice. I like that. So 1 out of the Big 12, 1 out of the ACC. Again, this is not how I think it should be picked. This is how I think it's going to. I think that's how the committee will go this year. I think they'll overcorrect from SMU and Indiana last year. And Boise State will round it out is the 12 seed.
Okay, so you look at that bracket there. Who is in your championship game and who wins?
All right. We will go. Here is the bracket.
Oh, no.
Yes.
Oh, I don't believe it.
Yeah, this is kind of a wild pick.
Wow.
First of all, let's start from the bottom here. I have Oklahoma beating Washington. I have Ohio State beating Georgia. First of all, Ohio State Georgia as a first round game. Can you imagine the ratings of Ohio State Georgia?
Legendary.
Amazing
Absolutely.
Game. I don't, as much as I love Baylor, I don't think Texas is a good matchup. I think if Baylor got Washington or I don't know, one of these other teams, I think that'd probably be a better matchup for Baylor. I think Texas beats Baylor in the first round. I think Penn State beats Boise State in the rematch. Sorry, you didn't win with Ashton Genty. You're not going to win without him.
No.
And then I have Notre Dame beating Penn State in the rematch again. I have Alabama beating Ohio State. I have Clemson beating Oklahoma and Oregon beating Texas. And then in the semifinals, you have Alabama, Notre Dame, and Oregon, Clemson. It's the quintessential old blood versus old blood and new blood versus new blood. I have Notre Dame beating Alabama in a tough, grinded out, a ground and pound game. Notre Dame's defense stops the onslaught of Alabama offense. And I have Clemson's offense is too much for Oregon's defense. Clemson, Notre Dame. This is the duopoly's worst nightmare. And I did not plan on this, but Clemson, Notre Dame national championship would be the worst case scenario for the SEC and Big Ten.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Neither one of them would have a team in the national championship, which would be horrible. And they'd throw a riot. And this might actually be bad for college football because they might just blow up the whole playoff system if this happens. So, there's an argument to be made that this isn't a good thing that you actually want to happen if you're pro the sport. But I think Notre Dame versus Clemson, and I have Clemson as the best team in college football at the end of the season. I don't know that they'll have the best record coming out of the season, but if everybody stays healthy on that Clemson offense and that Clemson defense, I think they're as well-rounded. They've got an experienced quarterback, good wide receivers, good O-line, experience everywhere, and not bad experience either. Not like, oh, are they going to be good? Like good experience. And what is the combination that has led Clemson to success in previous years? Elite defensive line play and great quarterbacks and great wide receivers. What do they have going into this year? Elite defensive line play and a Heisman, top 3, top 5 Heisman favorite in Cade Klubnik.
Yeah.
Heisman caliber quarterback, elite wide receivers, elite defensive line at Clemson. That equals a national championship. And I think this returns to peak Dabo era. Side note, it would also be amazing if Alabama beat Notre Dame and we get an Alabama Clemson part 6?
That would be awesome.
How awesome would that be just for the narrative purpose for cinema? I think it'll be Clemson, Notre Dame though. Clemson is your new national champion. And and the Cade Klubnik rides off into the sunset as national champions. I know you're probably sitting there in the audience thinking, man, Jake, this is kind of bold and crazy. And it's like, yeah, but who had a 10-2 Ohio State winning the national championship after beating Notre Dame and after Indiana and SMU made the playoff?
But Ohio State was the preseason pick. So if you sat there last year like I did and predicted Ohio State to win a national championship, they won the national championship.
Right, but I'm saying chaos happens. They lost 2 games last year.
I think that's going to be the norm now. Right?
And I also don't think this is that crazy to pick Clemson. It's not that chaotic to pick Clemson.
No, but I don't think most people are picking Clemson. I think that's.
I don't think most people are either. But I mean, I don't want to just be chalk and pick Ohio State wins, Alabama wins.
All right. So let me tell you,
I had to make a wild pick.
I am rooting for your bracket. I would love to see your bracket. That would make me very happy. So, but I think you're wrong. And let me tell you why you're wrong. All right. Let me tell you who wins these conferences.
Let me hear.
All right. I think in the ACC, I think Clemson is going to face a second place team. And that battle is going to come down between Miami, Louisville, Georgia Tech. I think Miami is going to be facing them in Clemson. And Clemson will get the automatic bid. In the Big 12, I didn't wimp out and have Kansas State, and because they lost in week 1, pull them back. I had this all the way. Arizona State's going to play Baylor, and that's going to be an 11-1 Arizona State team, and I think a 10-2 Baylor team.
Really?
Okay.
Interesting.
Yes. And I think Baylor will get the better of them in the postseason. Baylor will win the Big 12 this year.
I like that. I like where your head's at.
Arizona State. So that's going to leave Arizona State fighting for an at-large bid. We'll get back to that in a minute. All right. In the Big 10, I've said all along, I think Penn State's going to win this league. I think Penn State plays Ohio State in the championship. And then the SEC, I think Bama goes 11-1 and is the first place team. And there's going to be a log jam in second between Texas.
I know. I had a log jam too.
Texas, OU, Florida, and Georgia. And I think Florida wins the tiebreak. Florida will be playing in the SEC championship game against Bama.
Okay.
And
is it because they play Georgia and Texas?
Yes, and they beat both of them, I think.
Okay.
I think they're going to get a tiebreak. I mean, again, I didn't pull out the rule book. I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt in my version that Bama will win the SEC, but we'll play Florida in the SEC championship. So now, go to my bracket. And you can't see mine, but that software looks really familiar. I wonder who sent it to you. My number 1 seed, the Penn State Nittany Lions, undefeated Big Ten champions.
Okay.
My number 2 seed, the Alabama Crimson Tide, the SEC champion. My number 3 seed, and I don't know whether they're going to go 11-1 or 12-0, but I think it's the Notre Dame Fighting Irish.
I'm with you on Notre Dame, man. I'm with you on Notre Dame.
My 4 seed is Clemson. Okay, I do think Clemson will get that 4 seed over an Ohio State team at number 5. At number 6, I'm going to give the SEC runner-ups the 6 seed, Florida.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
So I've given the Big Ten and the SEC the runner-ups at 5 and 6. Then I'm going to start to break it down. The number 7 seed, I'm going to give it to that logjam in the SEC. I'm going to give Texas the 7 seed.
Okay.
My 8 seed is going to be my 3rd place team in the Big Ten, Oregon, who you have in yours.
Yep.
My 9th seed is going to be Georgia. Again, they were in that logjam right for 2nd place in the SEC. My 10th seed is going to be the Baylor Bears, your Big 12 champions. So then I've got Boise for the 12 seed. So then we've got to get that 11 seed. So do we choose that Oklahoma from the 4-way logjam? Do we choose Arizona, or do we choose a Nebraska or USC team that I think are going to be pretty good, or do we choose a Georgia Tech or Louisville or Miami?
And the answer is probably the one with the least losses.
Yeah, well, and I think most of them are going to be 10-2 or 9-3 right there. So that's going to be the interesting one. I gave it to Oklahoma because I think their schedule is going to be tougher, and I think they'll probably be tied with one of those groups. Arizona State, to me, schedule isn't strong enough. So I think if Oklahoma goes 10-2 and Arizona State goes 11-1, I think the revolt this year is going to be giving it to Oklahoma because of the strength of their schedule.
Okay.
So I have Oklahoma at 11. So basically, if you look at mine and look at yours, the only difference you have is Washington versus Florida.
In teams?
In teams.
We also have the order different, but
the order different. But I also ended up with Texas and Baylor in a matchup, 1st-round matchup, and I didn't plan it either. And I had Texas advancing. Anyway, so that happened. My final 4 in the semis are Alabama's playing Notre Dame and Penn State's playing Ohio State. Clemson got booted when they played the 4 and 5. Ohio State beat Clemson.
Okay.
I have
Ohio State finally gets their revenge on all the times that Clemson knocked them out.
Exactly, yes. So for me going through this, I had to figure out what I believed in when I looked at the bracket. And what I fundamentally believe in college football is it starts with veterans. It starts with offensive, defensive line. It starts with just, coaching. It starts with quarterbacks. And I really believe, based on what we've seen, the trends last couple of years, I love Alabama. I think Alabama is one of the most talented teams in the country. And I think Ty Simpson could be great. And I have Alabama in the championship game. But I have them playing the team that I thought all along would be the best team in this country. And that's the Penn State Nittany Lions. And I think Penn State is going to be the 3rd straight Big Ten team to win the national championship. Take it to the bank, folks. Penn State is your 2025 national champions.
Wow.
And that hurts me to no end to say that. But
wow,
there's my prediction. So I hope I'm wrong. But that's how I see it breaking down.
I mean, you could that would be pretty crazy. That would upset the apple cart. Penn State, they haven't won a championship since the 80s.
Yes. They won one in the 90s. 97.
Okay. Oh, they split it, right, didn't they?
They split it.
Yeah,
it was in 97 or 95, one of the two. And by the way, my Heisman Trophy winner is Jeremiah Love in a close contest over Cade Klubnik.
I could see that. Man, he'd have to have quite a year to win as a running back.
Well, I think he wins. I mean, Notre Dame, first of all, if you're Notre Dame, you're going to get the hype. Second of all, if you're a start Notre Dame, you're going to get even more hype. And I think all the other quarterbacks are going to kind of cancel themselves out. And I think it becomes Cade Klubnik on an undefeated Clemson team battling Jeremiah Love, especially when those two teams will sort of – I don't think Bama and Penn State are going to have enough people above them. Everyone else can be battling behind them. So,
yeah.
That's my prediction. So,
yeah.
And Hugh Freeze will be the first SEC coach to get fired. That's my other hot take for the season.
The first SEC coach?
Well, maybe not. Sam Pittman may get bounced before that.
I think Sam Pittman may be sayonara by Halloween.
I hope not, man. I'm pulling for Hugh Freeze and Auburn. That's terrible. I hate to think. I don't even want to think about that. Let's just not even talk about that.
All right.
Let's think good thoughts.
I agree with a lot of what you said. I'm sticking with my Clemson pick. I think Clemson.
I'm pulling for Clemson, man.
I think Clemson has a lot in common with Ohio State of last year. All right,
they do.
Everybody came back. Great experience everywhere.
I don't root for Penn State at all. I root against them in every game. So, it pains me to do that.
I'm not that big of a Penn State hater as you are. I'm just not as high on them this year. I'm pretty neutral on Penn State. I think the whiteout's awesome. I think James Franklin's a cool dude.
I think he's a good coach. I think he gets raw into the deal. I think he's a better coach you think, because to win all those games, you have to be a good coach. I think he gets a lot of fans give him a hard time. I think the man's a good coach. He's not been in all those games that they talk about he hasn't won in. How many of those times has he been favored?
Has it been like twice?
Yeah. I mean, so he was supposed to lose to better Ohio State teams and better teams.
Right.
I don't know. But I'm pulling for Clemson. Man, I'd love to see Dabo get another one, especially after everything he's been through with the portal and all that. That would be fun.
Yeah. And honestly, other teams that wouldn't surprise me to win the national title, Notre Dame, Alabama. Like, if either one of them won it, I would not be surprised either.
I'm going to say this. This has the potential this year. There are no super teams. This has the potential this year for any one of these teams.
Yeah,
it would not shock me for Texas to win it. It wouldn't shock me for Oklahoma or Georgia to win it. Oregon's the one I'm not quite sold on. I mean, I can make a better case for Florida. I can make a better case for Ohio State. I can make a better case for a lot of teams. I just don't believe in Oregon yet. I understand what you're saying because they have a lot of unproven talent. But, like, from a roster standpoint, they line up with the rest of those teams. They do. They have dudes. But, both of us didn't have Texas getting very far. Let me tell you, if Arch Manning is just great and just not just good, that could be a problem. I mean, they could be really great.
Yeah.
We just don't know. And there's a lot of, especially in the offensive line, we don't know there's a lot of turnover in that offensive line.
And I would have Ohio State much better, except for the fact that I think they just have major losses at both coordinator positions. And I think play calling matters once you get to the elite teams.
Yeah. I mean, you're probably right. So we'll see. It's going to be fun. But there's our picks.
All right.
Now if we're done with predictions now, let's get to
no
games.
more predictions. None.
No more season predictions.
Not a one.
Yeah.
It's time.
Well, season
for week one.
Yeah. Let's talk about
Yeah.
All right. Where you want to start with Thursday night games first?
I think we should start with Thursday night games. And the Thursday night games we have, we got a couple interesting games. The one I am most excited to watch is Boise State at USF.
I knew you could.
Of course, right. Because this is I am Boise State Jake, as they say. I've been a Boise State fan, a stan, you might say, Boise Stan. No, but I'm excited just because. I'm excited for kind of a clash of systems. I think Golish runs that fast-paced offense. They're going to run 1 million plays in the South Florida, or I guess Central Florida, right? Tampa, in that Florida heat. It's going to be humid. It's going to be hot. I don't know if Boise State can make it out of there. I am not betting this game. I wouldn't bet it. I think Boise State ends up winning, but I think USF probably covers. And I'm excited. I'm excited to see Maddox Madsen without Ashton Genty in the backfield. If he can, how much has he improved in the passing game this offseason? I'm excited. I don't know. I'm excited to see how two of the top, this game may actually have a pretty high impact on who gets that G5 playoff spot, because both teams, USF probably farther down the list, but still looking like, hey, why not us, right? And Boise State, of course, is the favorite to get the Group of 5 playoff spot. So that game will have big implications in the G5.
Yeah, I think that's definitely a sicko mode game for a lot of people. It won't be.
All right, what other game? There's not that many other games Thursday night.
Well, I think more people have eyeballs on Cincinnati, Nebraska at 9 p.m.
Well, yeah, I mean, but this one's at 5:30.
Yeah, again, yeah. Anytime a game's on, is it 5:30? Yeah, anytime a game's on at 5:30 when people are still getting home from work. I mean, come on. I mean,
I'm gonna be home from work by then.
yeah. I mean, yeah, we don't get a lot of great games on Thursday night. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. But to me, I mean, Duke plays Elon, Oklahoma State plays UT. I mean, there's a lot of just bad games on Thursday night. To me, Nebraska, the only Power 4 matchup is Nebraska and Cincinnati. We get to see Dylan Raiola. We get to see. Now, this is at Arrowhead Stadium where the Chiefs play.
Yeah.
So it's not exactly, it's a neutral field theoretically.
It's going to be a Nebraska crowd. Come on.
Yeah, it is. It's going to be a Nebraska.
It's in Kansas City.
But I think that's the game I really want to focus on this week because or at least Thursday night, I feel like that's one of the one we really want to see. What does this Nebraska offense look like? We're going to get our first look at these receivers, look at how, are we going to, if Cincinnati can come out and play them tough, are we going to now begin to question, hey, is this team Nebraska really going to make the turn for year 3 in Matt Rule? Or if Nebraska just blows the doors off, are we going to go, okay, maybe this team can live up to its hype? It's a 6.5 point spread. Nebraska 6.5 point favorites. This is one of my 6 picks of the week. My games I'm picking. Give me Nebraska minus a 6.5. I believe in Nebraska this year. I think they've turned the corner. I will take the Cornhuskers.
I actually agree with you. I'm not betting it, just because I don't know quite what Nebraska is going to be with how that offense will mesh. I think it will be good. If I were to pick a side, I would agree with you. I think Nebraska is probably going to kill them. I'm not super confident in it, so that's why I'm not betting it. But I do actually, I agree with you. I think Nebraska will probably do pretty well against Cincinnati's defense. Yeah.
All right. And then we get to Friday night where it gets a tad bit more interesting.
So. I think so. There's one game Friday night that I think we all know I'm really looking forward to.
Well, before we get to that, we do have an interesting Power 4 matchup down in Boulder, Colorado. We get Georgia Tech in Colorado. I don't know if you saw Caden Salter was named the starting quarterback for Colorado.
Okay.
By Coach Prime. Georgia Tech is a 4.5 point favorite in that game. I think Colorado has a lot of people to replace. Georgia Tech comes in with a lot of people, just like you and I both think very highly of Georgia Tech this year. I think Georgia Tech's going to come in and try to run the ball and really smash it down Colorado's throats. Colorado's going to have to match them on the physicality of that game. I don't know if that the Mountain Air will get to Georgia Tech. That's one thing I'd be interested in watching is seeing how they adjust to that higher altitude. Boulder's a higher altitude, but it's not like Air Force, right? I mean, is it going to bother them that much? I don't know. This is an ESPN game. I don't know. I mean, I just don't know what to expect from. We don't know what we're getting with Colorado, what we're getting from the transfer portal. We know we're going to get from Georgia Tech. Run the ball. Okay, they're going to run the ball and they're going to play solid defense. I'm not picking this game, but I think Georgia Tech should win this game outright. Yes.
Can I rant about Georgia Tech for a second? Because I think they're going to be awesome this year. I love what they're doing down there in Atlanta. Haynes King sleeping in Bobby Dodd Stadium. Do you know how much aura that is? The quarterback sleeping in your stadium. Oh, give me Georgia Tech minus the points. I actually got this earlier in the week, minus 3.5, and the line moved in my favor. So that makes me feel good. I'll take them all the way up to probably 5.5. Georgia Tech minus the points. That's a Jake lock. It's legit. They're gonna run all over them. I love Georgia Tech this year. I'm really high on them. I think even with replacing some guys, they'll be good on the offensive line. I think they got their running back. They got Haynes King back. They got they lost Singleton, but were they really trying to pass the ball anyway?
Well, don't get me wrong. Singleton was the most sought after wide receiver in the country. They could use Singleton.
They could. I'm jesting a little, but
Now, this game will be on ESPN at 8 p.m., and no offense to ESPN, we hope somebody watches this game, but we hope all eyeballs are on the 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central game on Fox, because that is the game of the evening as far as we're concerned. Auburn, SEC team, goes into Waco, McLean Stadium, to face the Baylor Bears, a Baylor team that should be ranked in the top 25, just on the outside looking in. I tell you this, I have no idea what to expect from this Auburn team. We think we know what to expect from Baylor. This offense started clicking the last half of the year. They made the switch to Sawyer Robertson. He took off. He's had a full offseason in Jake Spavital's offense. We expect this offense to be humming and moving.
they scored 50 points multiple times towards the end of that season.
Yes, this should be a good offense. Dave Aranda started calling plays again last year on the defense. We expect this defense to be improved. The secondary still gives us a little concern, but I'm not, so with Singleton and Coleman for Auburn, those could be some difficult matchups, I think. But Auburn's the wild card. We just don't know what we're going to get with Jackson Arnold, the quarterback.
Yep.
I mean, if he's a 5-star, if the 5-star lives up to his potential, that could be a problem. But maybe not. Maybe he's a dud. If he's a dud, Baylor could win this thing by 3 touchdowns.
Yes. If he hits, he could also Auburn could win this thing by 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, this could go a lot of different ways. I think this is going to be low scoring, though, would be my guess.
I agree. I'm kind of on the under. I'm not betting it.
The 57.5 is the latest number.
I will say, just from a pure football perspective, if you like scheme, this is the game to watch, because you've got an offensive genius going up against a defensive genius. Hugh Freeze versus Dave Aranda, that's a matchup. Scheme and play calling wise, you better believe that both coaches are going to have some special stuff cooked up in the bag. Expect some wild coverages and some interesting blitzes from Dave, and probably more than a few trick plays and things to get Arnold's confidence from Hugh Freeze. I lean Baylor just because I think Dave Aranda. I don't think Baylor has the personnel in the secondary to truly just man up against Auburn's receivers, and I don't think they're going to try to. I think they're going to try and stop the run and force Arnold into difficult situations, and then mix up the coverages and try and confuse Jackson Arnold with a lot of complicated sim pressures and a lot of pre-snap checks to the sideline. I think they've installed a lot of new concepts to the defense this year, Dave has, and I think they're going to use them on Jackson Arnold and try and confuse him. And I think Dave Aranda is as a defensive genius, is a smart enough guy to be able to confuse Arnold and then they're stop the run with the good linebackers Baylor has. That combo, I think, stalls Auburn's offense, and I think Baylor scores enough to win. I think I have it 28-24 probably is my guess. And so I have Baylor winning and covering. That's my second bet of the week. Totally unbiased.
Yeah,
Baylor.
I'm with you. That's my other lock of the week.
Baylor plus 2.5.
Yeah, I mean,
also
I think
Baylor money line if you're feeling like it.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting because I think you're right. I think you got to watch the secondary here. If you start seeing Cam Coleman and Eric Singleton running free and Arnold's getting the ball, it's good night Baylor. I mean, because I think Auburn's defense is good enough. They've got dudes on that defense. As much as I love Sawyer Robertson, and they're going to score a lot of points in the Big 12, this is a different level of defense. So
the other strategy Baylor will probably do is just to keep Auburn's offense off the field. Baylor's got a really good running game. They've got multiple blue chip running backs in their backfield. Bryson, Bryson Washington, and they've also got the freshman 4-star Caden Knighton is going to be in the RB2 role because of an injury to Michael Turner. So I think if Baylor can kind of run the ball and keep Auburn's be slow, chew clock, keep Auburn's offense off the field, again, this leads towards the under. I think that's also a strategy to kind of disrupt the rhythm of Hugh Freeze's offense.
We'll see. But this will be Friday night, opening weekend. This will be a wild atmosphere down on the Brazos. This will be a fun game. So looking forward to that. So.
The Palace on the Brazos.
That's right. All right, we get to Saturday, and obviously one of the big games at noon before we get to the big one, Syracuse at Tennessee. Tennessee is a 14.5-point favorite. This game is a neutral site game in Atlanta, if you want to call it that. It's Syracuse versus Tennessee. I think it's going to be mostly volunteer fans.
A lot of orange in the stadium.
A lot of orange in the stadium. Yeah, I mean, I love how the SEC plays neutral site games in the heart of the SEC country. Always amazing.
Oh, Big Ten does too. They're playing Cincinnati and Nebraska in St. Louis.
I understand, but Georgia plays neutral site games in Atlanta. I mean, come on, that's not a neutral site.
Nebraska's playing in Kansas City. What are we doing?
Oh yeah, it's SEC stuff. Yeah, this to me feels like. I mean, I think Syracuse obviously is going to be a downgrade from last year's team. We think Tennessee's a downgrade too, but still probably too much firepower. Was Josh Heupel. He got a contract extension today, extending it out to 2030. I'm more curious in this game just to see what Joey Aguilar can do with that offense, see how good he looks in it. If he looks really good, maybe we have to look at revising those game numbers up from 7-5, 8-4. Maybe they find another way to sneak another win in. But overall, they're probably too much for the Orange.
Yeah, I agree. I'm not betting it because it's 14.5 and I don't like the hook. I think if it were 13.5, I think I could see myself betting it. It's kind of a weird number, 14.5, and I'm gonna stay away from that. But I do agree that Tennessee should roll here.
Yeah. All right, now let's get to the game of the day. A game so hot that Dave Portnoy can't even step on the field.
That got debunked a little bit. It's not, we don't know what's gonna happen with that, but I'm excited, man. This is
Texas, Ohio State. Tell me what you think, Jake.
Man, this is a game. Texas at Ohio State, probably the two of the three biggest brands in college football facing off in a rematch of a college football playoff game. You've got two quarterbacks, starting the whole season for the first time. Arch Manning started a couple games before, but this is first time as the season starter. You've got Julian Sayin for Ohio State, who we expect great things. You've got everything you want in this game. You have great wide receivers, Ryan Wingo, Jeremiah Smith. Who's the other guy on Ohio State? Ennis.
Cardell Tate.
Tate, yeah. You've got great defensive players, Colin Simmons, Hill, right? Anthony Hill Jr. Yeah. You've got Caleb Downs for Ohio State. You've got just the amount of NFL talent on the field on noon Eastern on Saturday is going to be insane. I think the difference in this game, because both teams are so unbelievably talented, I think the difference in this game is going to be coaching. And because of that, I have Texas. Going into the shoe and beating Ohio State. And I'm actually give me, the 2.5 or the 1.5 or whatever it's at now. I think the difference in this game is the drop off from Chip Kelly and on offense is more significant than you think. Brian Hartline's not a bad coach by any aspect, and neither is Ryan Day. But I think Chip Kelly is a true genius on offense, and I think they're going to miss him. As well as the coordinator change on defense, I think that's going to be a step down as well. Matt Patricia is good, but I think he's a little past his prime as coaching goes. Not the most successful defenses in Detroit. And I think Texas with Sark on offense is they've had all off season. He's so good off the script, Sark is, and they've had all off season to script drives to prep for this game. I think they're going to have multiple scripted drives ready to go right off the bat, and never been against Sark with a game plan. So give me Texas plus the points. And Arch Manning gets his first signature victory on the way to his Heisman campaign.
Wow. Well, you're wrong, Jake.
Really? Okay.
You're wrong. I think there's too much. While Ohio State's replacing a lot of talent, and so is Texas, I think there's more people that I count on. When you've got the best player in offense in college football and the best player in defense in college football on one roster and they're returning. I kind of like that, and that's
I
Ohio
don't
State.
disagree with you. But
I mean, Ohio State's got studs at wide receiver. I think we're going to see a new star in college football on Saturday, and at quarterback, and his name is Julian Sand. I think Arch Manning's good. I think Julian Sand's going to come out and sling that ball around. I think it's going to be enough to give Ohio State a slight edge. Playing in a neutral site game and playing Ohio State like they did in the Cotton Bowl, neutral site in Texas for the Cotton Bowl was easy. Going into Horseshoe the first weekend of the year is a completely different story, and that's a tough out for any first-time quarterback. I think that's a tough ask for Arch Manning. If this were a neutral site game, I'd feel better about Texas' chances, but I think that home crowd is going to be fired up for this game. That's enough to push, in my mind, Ohio State over. I'm not betting this game, and I know it's a close line, but I think Ohio State pulls this one out in a close ball game.
Yeah, I mean, again, either way, I think this will be a close ball game. I don't think it's going to be a domination. And so I'm not going to be surprised if Ohio State wins. No. I agree with you that Jeremiah Smith and Caleb Towns, two best players in college football, offense and defense. But I just think Texas is a better team, better overall team, better coaching. But all right, next up, where do you want to go?
Well, you want to go to the 3:30 games?
I think we can go to the 3:30 games. You don't want to talk about what else is going on, the MAC games. Ohio. Who's playing? Somebody's playing Kentucky at noon, right?
We got a shorter podcast tonight for all that.
We're not talking MAC. Okay.
Well, we talked about playoff predictions. We got to keep. We have one of the longer podcasts. You can pontificate about MAC contest all day. But
all right.
Yeah. So
let's go to the 3:30 games.
Hey, we got somebody in the chat. As Tyler would say in the chat.
You're welcome to the greatest college football show in the country.
Let's go Alabama, Florida State, two of our favorite teams according to our chat. So
Alabama, Florida State. Give me Alabama minus any number. This is the absolute best bet of the entire weekend.
Thank you.
13.5? Are you kidding me?
I thought I was
Give
only
me Alabama minus 20.
Yes. I don't care how many people Florida State replaced.
Oh my God.
They are not going to get anywhere close to Bama in this game.
Bama will obliterate Florida State. This is the absolute lock of the weekend. Alabama, it's only 13.5. That's crazy.
It will be 13.5 in the first quarter. They are going to annihilate the Seminoles. I mean, this will not even be close. I mean, I'm already looking at what game are we switching to. I mean, we may watch Bucknell and Air Force in that hour. I mean, we got to find a better game to watch because this game will be over. I'm really surprised, honestly. This is the 3:30 match. I guess there's just no other game they can put on. It'll draw eyeballs, but oh my gosh, this is going to be terrible.
Yeah, it's going to be bad. It'll be a blowout immediately. I don't see Florida State competing. I don't think they have the talent. I don't think they have the coaching. I don't know about alding the line up to 20.5. I think.
Oh, I don't want this thing.
I maybe put a little on alt line, but I think 13.5. They're giving you 13.5. Take 13.5, dude. That's
depends on what the alt line is at 20.5, though.
Right. They're not even it's not even 14 and a hook. You're getting you're saying Alabama wins by 2 touchdowns, 14 points, and you win?
Well, listen. I think Florida State's a 7-5 team. Don't get me wrong, but 7-5 in the ACC puts you about 9th. We're talking about Alabama, you and I both think are playoff teams. I think is probably going to the national title game. In predictions. I just don't. These are just this mismatch. To me, and I think we're going to see a Bama team that feels like they were jilted somehow last year. No, we know they aren't. I think they've got a chip on their shoulder. They've got something to prove. And really, the only weakness of this team, honestly, if you look at all their depth charts, the only weakness is at quarterback. We just don't know what Ty Sims is going to be. He was a 5-star recruit. Don't forget. And oh, by the way, if they don't like him, they'll just go to the 5-star freshman they have and test him out. And we will probably see Keelan Russell the second half. That's the reason I want to watch this game just to see Keelan play. Yeah.
And people forget Alabama, while they had a subpar season last year, they're still 90% blue chips or like 85% blue chips in the blue chip ratio. They're still, up there with the best teams in the country as in talent. They're still way ahead of teams that we say are competing for the national championship, like Penn State and some of these other teams in the amount of talent that Alabama has. So don't get it twisted.
If you put, put Diego Pavia or you put, Lenora Sellers on Alabama, they would be the absolutely number one team in the country. It would be,
It's
all
just a
votes in the
question
AP
mark
poll.
at
I mean,
quarterback.
we don't know the question mark, and we may get that answer in a couple of weeks, and everyone's going, "Why isn't Alabama the favorite to win the national title?"
Yeah,
It may be that may be the case. I hate to say that, but that may be the case.
Yep.
All right, I don't have a lot of other 3:30 matchups. I'm not really excited to talk about.
Yeah,
Maine
there's
Liberty.
not a whole lot going on at 3:30.
I mean, Georgia's going to blow out Marshall. Marshall, the whole team left.
Yeah, what are we doing here?
You
There's no other Power 5 games, I don't think.
No. We got to get to the
Power 4.
late. There's not a lot. I mean, you get a few good matchups this week, but then you get a lot of the normal. Hey, we're going to play our annual FCS opponent.
Remember, though, with this many games, odds are there will be one team in the fourth quarter struggling with somebody that they should be destroying.
But
and
who's that going to be? Is that going to be?
Oh, I have no idea. You can't predict it ahead of time. It's impossible to know. But that will be going on the second TV. You absolutely know it will be.
But who is? I mean, really think Georgia's going to struggle with Marshall? No,
it's not going to be Georgia. But you're telling me, Texas A&M may not, UTSA. Who knows?
Well, that wouldn't surprise me. Yes.
I don't know. You don't know how these things are going to go. You say Georgia Southern maybe takes Ole Miss. They're down by 7 in the third quarter to Ole Miss.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. So
I don't know, but what I do know is that come 7:30 Eastern time, I'm going to be dialed in to LSU at Clemson. This is the battle for Death Valley. Whichever one wins is the real Death Valley. I love this game. The storylines going in and out of this game are amazing. We've got the veteran Clemson team, Cade Klubnik, all those wide receivers, experience on the O-line, elite edge rushers and defensive linemen, going up against Garrett Nussmeier, LSU, and Brian Kelly, who's trying to actually establish themselves as a contender in the SEC. Nussmeier coming in with a lot of Heisman and NFL draft hopes. They brought in some transfer wide receivers they really love there at LSU. I think this will be a really good game. I think that Dabo, this is something that both Cover 3 and Solid Verbal have pointed out over the years that I've also noticed is that in huge games, Dabo tends to play more conservatively, which does help keep Clemson close and give them chances to win in the fourth quarter. So you could say that's a strategy. But I think that Clemson wins this game, but I think that LSU covers. And because of that, I have LSU plus 3.5. I don't know if you can still get the 3.5 there or if the lines have moved. I bet this earlier in the week. Give me 3 and the hook. I would not bet it at 2.5 or 3. I think Clemson wins by 3 or 2, and LSU covers. I think it'll be a really good game. I'm excited to watch the Clemson offense. I'm excited to watch the LSU offense. I'm excited to watch that LSU and Clemson defense as well. I'm dialed in. That's going to be an awesome game.
So Dabo told everybody this week, you better be wearing orange. He wants to see orange everywhere. So that'll be fascinating. But that state, Dabo says that, every fan in that state's listening to him. For me, I'm going to be focused on the LSU running game. Can they establish the run against that Clemson defensive line? I think if they can run the ball, that's going to tell me 2 things. 1, I think they're going to win the game outright. 2, I think they're going to be a force to be reckoned with in the SEC because I think that's been their biggest bugaboo. Nussmeier still, I think, is too inconsistent with turning the ball over. That's the other thing. But I think in this game, if they're able to establish the run early, I think that's going to open things up for Nussmeier in the offense, and that would be concerned. So I think if you're Dabo and you're that defense, and we'll see the Tom Allen effect, we'll see if they can shut down the run, force LSU to be a one-dimensional on the passing. When Nussmeier starts having to throw the ball a lot, that's where he makes the mistake. So to me, that's what you really have to look for early on in this game in the first half. I do think my gut tells me it's going to be close. I think Clemson ekes this one out, but I think it's okay for LSU. LSU has a tough schedule. I think they're still going to have a good year, even if with this loss. Clemson also, even if they lose this game, the rest of their schedule is manageable. I think it would just be better from a playoff perspective. They'd rather be 12-0 or 11-1, not 10-2.
It'd give them a better chance of getting one of those top seeds.
Exactly. So, one game that I don't think we will spend much time on, but I love the line and it's one of my picks of the week. I've already told you about my 3 others.
Okay.
It's a Saturday night special at 10 o'clock. Arizona State's a 28.5 point favorite against Northern Arizona. Please give me Arizona State minus a 28.5.
Northern Arizona is really bad.
They're really bad, and Arizona State, this is their first game. I think that, as you know, they're ranked 11th. I think they're going to come out trying to prove a lot. I like that line. I'm going to make sure that's a line I'm betting. I think they're a lock.
28.5.
It's 28.5. Give me that all day. I'm gonna go to bed, sleep well Saturday night, knowing that they're going to
5 scores.
Oh yeah. No, I think they'll destroy North. I think this will be like
all right,
50.
man. That's you're gonna be sweating that one.
No, I won't be sweating. I'll be sleeping, and I'll get up and I'll have a nice Starbucks on the Sun Devils on Sunday morning. So
I also have a sicko line. You ready for this one?
Yes.
Then we'll go back to Thursday night. This is wait for it. This is Ohio at Rutgers, not Ohio State. Ohio.
The
Give me
Bobcats.
Ohio plus 14.5.
Ooh.
Yeah. Whoo, we're gonna be sweat this one. Rutgers is not known as a high scoring team. I think Ohio is the best team in the MAC. I don't think Ohio wins, but you're giving me 14.5 points.
Yeah.
I think they can keep it within 7 or 10 points. I think Rutgers probably still wins. Greg Schiano's good, but they're never known as like the team that scores 50 on offense. So I could see Ohio getting a couple explosive plays there and keeping it within 14.5. So give me Ohio plus 14.5.
Okay. Let's go to the Sunday games. We got 2 interesting matchups on Sunday. Sunday at 3, we have the Virginia Tech Hokies at the South Carolina. This is a neutral site game in Georgia, but who are we kidding again? The SEC plays these games in their backyard. South Carolina, it'll be South. Although I think the Hokies have a pretty good alumni base in Atlanta, but I still think this will be more of a South Carolina fan friendly environment. Gamecocks are 7.5 point dogs. I don't understand this line one bit. It seems to me that the Lenora Sellers and that group should be heavily favored over a Virginia Tech team that just quite frankly didn't have that great a season. I don't get it. I don't understand it. 7.5 point favorites.
Oh, I thought you said dog. I thought you said dog. Okay, yeah.
I'm sorry. Maybe I did say dog. But why is Virginia Tech just why are they only 7.5 points? I mean, it seems like
I don't know.
That seems like a weird line to me. Give me South Carolina minus 7.5. I think they beat Virginia Tech easily.
Okay.
I don't see Virginia Tech staying with this team. Now, I think if you're Virginia Tech, you win this game, you all of a sudden the season, maybe some of those games flip in the season. And if you're South Carolina, you don't win this game, you're in trouble. Because don't tell me you're going to go through the SEC gauntlet.
Yeah.
You can't beat Virginia Tech. So I think this is a showing up party and showing out party for the Gamecocks. So.
Yeah, I mean, I think South Carolina is going to win. Don't have a bet on it, but I think I tend to agree. Would lean your way.
Unfortunately, I would like to bet this one because I live in the state of Virginia. I cannot bet this one. This is one where out of all my locks, I cannot bet this one. I would like to because I would take South Carolina, but I'm telling you, that's a lock.
All right.
And then we get the real matchup.
The real game. Oh, man. Catholics versus convicts.
Mm-hmm.
Miami versus Notre Dame. Why don't they play this game every year? Please. You're in the ACC, basically.
We want this game. This is what we need and crave.
Give us Miami, Notre Dame every year. What are we doing in college football? I have Notre Dame minus, what are the line at now?
2.5.
Minus 2.5.
Yeah.
I think they should be more than that. I think it should be like -5.
You hate Carson Beck. You're just hating on them.
Yeah. I think I don't think they're as good on defense either. Like they're solid in the up front, but I'm not, their secondary has got a lot of transfers and a lot of questions. I think Jeremiah Love is going to run all over this Miami defense. I think Notre Dame is going to out physical them. I think the Notre Dame defense and pass rush will get to Carson Beck, even though Miami's got that elite offensive line. I think the Freeman will have enough weird, exotic blitzes. Give me Notre Dame minus the points. Take it to the bank. Miami's losing this game. Yeah, I see it.
Listen, I think Notre Dame is really good, and I wouldn't shock me at all if Notre Dame is going to win this game. They are a talented team. My only concern is the quarterback position for Notre Dame. I don't like how this quarterback battle played out. It seemed like that they took a long time to decide CJ Carr was the starter. If he was the definitive starter, they wouldn't have waited so long. I don't know what kind of quarterback play they're going to get. I do think that Miami is very talented on both sides of the line. I think there may even be better on the offensive line than Notre Dame, and especially on the defensive line. I will take the team that I think is more physical on both sides of the ball, the lines, and that's Miami. I do realize their receivers are young, and I think Carson Beck has recovered. I think Carson Beck behind that line with a solid running game will be able to put up enough points. Give me the U, baby. I will take the 2.5.
So we're fighting here.
We are fighting. We don't have any close downs to say fighting, but we are fighting over this game Saturday night.
Right.
I'm going to sit back with a nice cold beverage. I'm going to sit back and enjoy watching my Hurricanes, my beloved Hurricanes from 40 years ago. Hard Rock, doesn't replace the Orange Bowl, but that place will be rocking Labor Day weekend.
It's still not sold out.
Is it not sold out? Are you kidding me?
Yep, it's still not sold out.
Come on, Miami. We have fans in Miami. We have listeners and followers in Miami. Come on, people. Get a ticket. Go to the game.
Florida and Miami and Florida State fans have been clowning Miami on Twitter all week about it.
Oh, man, if I could figure out a way to get down there, I'd go down there on Sunday. I can't.
Are you an idea just occurred?
I think I can do some rearranging on American Airlines. We'll talk offline, Jake. We'll talk offline. I can't believe this. This is garbage. Anyway, all right. Well, I don't know what to say.
Yeah. I don't know.
I do think they usually, Miami, but Miami fans.
It may sell out by game day, though.
They're going to wake up that morning and decide they're going to go to the game, and they're going to party a lot.
They're going to have a cafe con leche and be like, you know what? Let's go.
Yeah. A couple cortados, they'll be good, man. Come on. Well, I listen. I think if that stadium can get rocking, they can make some noise.
It will be loud though. It'll have a lot of people there. It will not be a.
So sorry, Brian and Ethan, my big Notre Dame fans of the show. I love you, and I think Notre Dame's. And you said I know Notre Dame's going to go far in the playoff. I just think this is a tough matchup. This is a rivalry game, and I think Miami gets.
And I like Miami, I root for them in a lot of instances. Been a fan of them since a kid. I just got Notre Dame in this instance. Yeah, that's just who I think's going to win.
Yeah. All right, we got one more game on Monday night. What do you think?
Man, Bill Belichick TCU's going to Chapel Hill.
They are.
I got TCU in this one.
Yeah.
As much as I don't like to pick TCU to win, I think TCU wins. I'm not betting it. I'm not betting I think this may be Bill Belichick getting into college football being like, what are they running on offense?
Well, it's not only that. I think it's going to be, why aren't these guys doing what I told them on defense? I think that's going to be the bigger issue.
There's going to be a lot of complicated schemes that the defensive guys, I don't know if they're I think Bill Belichick can be a good college coach. I just think it might be a rude awakening with a Sonny Dykes offense.
There's a talent gap here. They got
there
Josh
is a
Hoover
talent
coming
gap.
back.
TCU's a pretty talented team.
Especially in offense. Josh Hoover's back. I don't think North Carolina is going to be able to really slow them down a whole lot.
And I like Gio Lopez, but
yeah, it's not the same. So I don't think this is going to go well for North Carolina.
I'll be watching though. That'll be exciting. That'll be a good
of course.
game to watch.
It's football. It's Monday night. What else would you be doing?
Yeah.
So
yep.
Anyway, all right. Well, that's it, man. We're week 1. We got games. Now I just got to figure out how to check Google flights and how I can get to Miami on Sunday night.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. All right.
Anyway, all right. We'll be back. Will we do a show Monday night? The game's on TCU. We can do a show while TCU North Carolina's on, can't we? A reaction show?
What?
I got a fantasy football draft Tuesday night.
Okay.
We can talk
I got
about
a fantasy football draft Wednesday night.
Okay. So,
you know what? We'll work out a schedule. We'll get this worked out.
I mean, so we got to do reaction. So
maybe we'll do it on Monday night.
We got to do Monday. I'll just pull up the other screen up here and kind of have it on. We can talk about it live
while we're watch party.
We'll do a little watch. We'll talk about it gets close, but we got to talk about the reaction of the weekend.
Yeah.
If it was a top 10 matchup, it'd be one thing, but I think we can talk around
Yeah,
So
I
we'll do a
agree. All
reaction
right.
show, and then probably next Thursday night, the following Thursday, we'll do our week 2 preview.
Yep.
So, okay.
All right.
All right. Sounds good, America.
Almost on the hour on the dot. Thank
Look
you
at
guys so
that.
much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. Follow on all the socials. We appreciate the viewership, Mr. One Viewer in the chat. We love you.
Yes.
Yeah. Good night, America.
Good night, Atlee.